The cover story for our August 24th Monday edition was about how COVID-19 has impacted caretakers at the University of Oregon. It discusses issues such as finding uninterrupted work time and allowing for pauses in graduation and tenure tracks. According to their 2019-2020 FAFSAs, 412 University of Oregon students identified as caretakers. A campaign was implemented through UO's Center for the Study of Women in Society to suggest steps for the university to address labor inequities for faculty and GE caregivers. The story also talks about the resources for caregivers at the UO, such as the Vivian Olin Child Development Center, the Moss Street Children's Center, and a centralized website with caregiving resource information. For this story, one of the photographers took photos of the family of a graduate student. I started with a photo of the whole family. My main goal was to put the focus on them, especially the children. In this photo, the heads and feet were cut off, which is something I tried to avoid, and I knew we had similar options, so I decided to try something else. After that, I tried a photo that was very bright and gave a lot of focus on the subjects, which I liked. It also showed a playful attitude with the children, which I thought complemented the idea of caretaking. However, I was faced with the same issue of part of them being cut off. I wanted to make sure the headline was visible but draw the eye to the people. I added a headline and deck just to see if it would work, but I didn't want to cover anyone up or cut them off in the frame. I then tried a photo of the whole family again, where they all fit in. I really liked this photo because it had everyone in it and showed them in a lot of detail. There was also space in the middle for the text, so I played around with that. However, this was a very similar photo to one that we used in the inside cover spread, and no matter where I placed the text, I felt that the focus would be split. I also tried to see if I could layer it behind the mother's head, but it ended up being pretty small and clustered. When I put everything together, it was just pretty busy, which contradicted my goal to put focus on the subjects. I then tried a photo of the whole family at the park. I thought this was a really good setting because it visualizes the theme of caretaking. It was at this stage that I decided to pull out this blue color from the shorts of the mother and children to use as the color for the cover theme. I put color behind the headline so that it could be easily visible. I tried layering the text under them so it wouldn't cover anyone up, but once again, I felt this was very busy and drew away from the family. The final photo has the focus on the family, but also shows the playground in the distant background, which gives a good setting to match the story but also focuses on them. It allowed for space for the headline without covering anyone up. I did try to use a circle, but it took up too much space, so I went for the simple rectangle layered behind the father. I kept most of the elements from the previous photo that I tried with the headline, with the opacity of the rectangle and the stroke weight of the words. It still added a dynamic element of layering, which we're trying to incorporate more, and put focus on the family. I think this cover helps complement the story because it shows a visual depiction of a real UO student and his family, who are going through this difficult process of balancing caretaking and academics during COVID-19. The happiness seen in their emotions to me also shows resilience, because it is a very difficult situation with little knowledge of the future of health, but they are still expressing happiness, commitment, and unity as a family and as caretakers. I hope that when people see this paper, they will be able to connect with those on the cover, either as caretakers themselves or as fellow members of the UO community who can now better understand what it means to be a caretaker and a student.